something you could use in general. It's night. So you're gonna have two relaxed hands. Kind of hard to do this in index. Hold on. Relaxed hands. And then here is like the plain, like the hill. And then here's the sun going over the hill because it's night. So there's no more sun. It's night. Night. And if you guys know how to sign morning, it's the sun rising over the hill. So it's basically the opposite. It's night. Night. And then if you want to continue to describe the type of night, you'd say dark. Dark. Two open hands, starting like this, going in front of your eyes. It's dark. So it was a dark night. Dark night. That's my next one. Excuse me. So the sign... Woo! I made a mistake. Hold on. The sign for scared and scary are the same. So if you want to say I'm scared or you're scary, you can be the same. So you're starting with your fists in front of you like this. Then somebody hits your back. So what do? You open your hands. You jolt. You're scared. Or you're scary. Or you scared me.
What if you're one of those people that immediately punches someone when you get scared?
Same sign. Scared. Okay, and next one. This is a good sign to know. I'm gonna try and not spell this wrong. Please don't spell it wrong. Okay, Halloween. It's two versions. Either two H hands. So we're gonna have H hands starting like this. Halloween, like a mask. Halloween. Or same sign but with open hands. Halloween. Halloween. But with this sign, you're gonna make sure that you're not doing this. Can somebody tell me what this means? It's a little more of an advanced sign. Nope, this is finished.
Mm-hmm.
Finished. It's right on your forehead. Anyone want to guess? This means open-minded. Somebody's being a stickler and they're not listening to you. You need to be more open-minded because this high sign open, you're opening something. It's on your mind, so it's different. The difference with this is that you're going to have it in front of your face, your eyes, and you're showing a mask around your head. So Halloween, and you're doing it 2 times. Halloween or Halloween, like that. Halloween. Halloween.
2 times H hands. Let's just, yeah.
Oh, okay. Next one. This is a lot easier if you have index, but I'll show you how to do it if you don't have index. So this is actually the same sign for melon, if you guys know that sign. So for our index users, we're going to be connecting our middle finger to our thumb. If you know the names of your hand shape, this is an 8 hand. And you're going to have a fist with your other hand, and you're flicking it. And this is like you're testing it if it's ripe. So if you don't have index, you could either do this, open hand, you show it curving, and then like this, or you could use rock and roll hand, like that. So index users, or if you're doing this in real life, pumpkin, pumpkin.
Or melon.
Ooh, this, or melon, yes.
I get the melon part, but you wouldn't test a pumpkin like that.
Hey, I didn't make the language. Okay.
Clearly you don't test enough pumpkins.
Yeah, you need to test more pumpkins. So trick or treat has a lot of different signs. But most of them are mostly the same. So one sign is you're knocking all the doors, knock, 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 and then you open your bag and you drop candy in it. So it's kind of like 3 steps. Knock, 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 open your candy bag, drop the candy in, right? Or you could just do knock, 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 open bag. I've also seen knocking and then dropping candy. There's a lot of different signs, but mostly you're just, as long as you're getting the knocking and the bag opening and the candy being dropped, then you're fine. It could be multiple houses, or it could just be one. Does that make sense? Okay. So go ahead and all show me your trick or treating. I'm a nice young lady at the door. Oh,
Bum, bum, bum.
oh, you're trick-or-treating. I thought you were a robber. Oh, okay, have some candy. And
Guns are
that's
only
our
for
next
bad
sign.
people. In case they don't give candy.
Candy! Because you gotta know what you're getting. Candy. You're gonna have a pointer finger, and you're gonna put it on your cheek and twist. Back and forth, back and forth. Because if you eat too much candy,
sweet.
then you're gonna get a toothache. Sweet, different.
My mom always told
No,
me I
but-
ate too much candy, I'd become sweet.
Oh.
You're already sweet.
It's like Shirley Temple.
Yeah, it sounds like
like
you're
a
saying you're not
movie.
very sweet right now.
You're sweet.
Yeah. So you want to make sure
Well, I'm
it's
buying my
not
candy
like
tomorrow.
this. You have your hand up, it's twisted like this. So have your, yeah, like that, and it's on your cheek. Because if you do this on your nose, this is bored. Bored. You're not bored. You're eating candy. How could you be bored and eat candy? So candy.
When you're bored, are you picking your
If you're
nose?
depressed.
Yes, that's why
If you
that's
eat
why
the
that's the
same
sign. 'Cause
candy
it looks like you're
every
picking
day
your nose.
for the rest of your life, you eventually become bored of it.
But it requires intense concentration to pick your nose.
I 100% disagree. So
I don't know about
great.
you,
I'm
I
gonna
could
show
eat
this one
29 O. Henrys for the rest of my life.
from the side. So you're gonna have open hands, and then you're gonna show like this. Grave. So there's a lot of different interpretations for why this is the sign. You could either say it's because it's like the tombstone. They're usually shaped like this, and you're like showing the shape of the tombstone. Also, it could be like the coffin, and you've just closed the coffin, and you're rubbing your hands over the coffin. Or it could be like you just finished, like putting the dirt back, and then you're like sealing the mound of dirt on the top. So whatever helps you remember, but it's all the sign
Or
of
like you turned into a
grave.
zombie.
What? Yeah, if that helps you remember. But this could also just be in the context of like my grandmother was buried in a grave, and that I don't know. It's kind of weird if you associate that with zombies. I don't.
What's the sign for roll?
Roll?
For the sake of
Rolling.
Because he could say roll in his
Roll.
grave. No, don't.
My grandma
Oh, goodness.
rolling in
in grave.
grave.
Jenny,
There we go.
So, yes.
Hey,
What's the
I-
difference
learn
between
in
roll
sentences.
and year? Do you just keep going for roll?
Yeah, and you're going forward.
Oh,
Roll.
okay.
Or
Yeah.
I've also
Also
seen
s-
it like this.
Since it was brought up, what is it for zombie?
We're getting there. Patience. Patience.
Patience Padawan.
There are
Okay, so
different
graveyard.
variations.
We just taught grave. So show me his sign, grave. Grave. Okay, now we're putting it together. We're saying grave. You could say area, grave area, or grave place with P hands. Place. I've also seen grave area like this. This is like a casual sign for area. I've seen this for area. So basically what you're saying is grave place or grave
Spot
area.
place, yeah.
Grave,
Grave
spot.
location.
Yeah. Grave location. Yes, yes, yes. So this one that I'm going to teach, hold on.
Now we just need to know what a mausoleum is.
Okay, so haunted house, this has a lot of different variations. So the two main ones that you're going to see are ghost house. So ghost, if you have index. Woo, I lagged. If you have index, you're going to be using that same 8 hand, and you're
Think
pulling
around
the
it.
spirit like that. And then if you don't have index, you're going to be using rock and roll. So ghost, house. House is the roof and the walls. House. So either ghost, house, or I've also seen scary house. So scary, remember I taught that at the beginning. Scary house. And usually what I'm going to use to say the difference is I use ghost house when I'm talking about like a movie and the house actually is haunted, or if I'm talking about like a news article and they claim that it's haunted. I use that because it's more literal. And then I use scary house if it's like a trip. Like, oh, hey, after we're done trick-or-treating, let's go to a haunted house. It's not actually haunted, it's just scary, right? So that's personally what I use to decipher them, but you could totally use it however you want. Just personally, I like to use them like that. Do you have a question? Yeah, what's up? Ghost home? I wouldn't use home because it, like English, you always use house. I've never seen anyone use home for it. I've always just used house because it's more of like a place rather than like a settlement or like somewhere that you live, you know? Because home
Yeah,
is
to say
usually me
home doesn't
like
yeah.
somebody who's living there or whatever, yeah. Ooh. Okay, next one. Blood. If you have index, you're going to be kind of trickling your fingers like this, and if you don't, you're just going to be opening from open to relaxed. And then you have your hand here, and it's drip, 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 dripping off. And let's say if you have a bloody nose, you're going to be showing it coming from your nose. If you have a cut on your arm, it's dripping from your arm, cut on your stomach, dripping from your stomach. This is blood, or bleed. This is also same for bleed. Blood. Woo!
Would
Oh,
that
I
be
didn't
used
hit
for
enter.
period?
Period is a different sign. That's pretty scary. I could teach that.
So you
She's
just gotta
on
do
her
the
period.
closing and opening hand situational to where the blood is, or do you have
For
to
the
have your
touch.
other hand to show it first?
Yeah, so this is just blood, but then if you're saying like I had a bloody nose, you don't have to say blood and then that, it's just bloody nose. Same like pain, you know, pain, this is a sign for pain or hurt,
Yeah,
but if you're having a headache, you show it on your head. If you're having a pain on your thighs, you're showing it on your thighs. Where is it hurting? It's hurting here. That's where you show it. But due to request, menstruation or period, you're gonna have a fist or an A hand on your cheek, and you punch yourself.
Well, it is
Yep,
self-abuse.
it's so awful it
correct?
makes you want to punch myself. Yep, that's what it
I
is.
do. I
That's a
do
good
want to
one.
punch myself whenever that
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. So that's a good memory aid.
Whoever
punching
asked that
yourself.
question better be using that side a lot. That's unfair.
Thing is,
You
I
may
think it's a really good
use
sign
it
to
as much
know
as you want.
because a deaf
You made
culture
teacher
thing
Avery
is
have to
that
show us the
deaf
sign
people
viewpoint.
deaf people are very honest and open and blunt. And like, if you ask a deaf girl, like, "Hey, you seem upset," they're gonna be like, "I'm on my period. Shut up!" Like, they're gonna tell you. So like, it's kind of good to know, so that way, like, you're aware. So yeah, and it's pretty scary too. Spooky. Okay. So next sign is dead, not to be confused with deaf. So dead, we're going to start with my non-dominant hand. So I'm right-handed, so my left hand is going to be down, and my right hand is going to be up, okay? And then we're going to flip it over. It's kind of like you have a corpse, and you're flipping the corpse over. You're like, and then it flips over.
So,
Yeah.
does it matter what way you do it? Because I've already also seen people do this.
No, it just matters the way that as long as one is like this, and then you end, and they're flipped. So if
Okay,
you're
gotcha.
left-handed, you might do it this way, but personally I'm right-handed, so I do it this way. Yeah, but as long as you're just showing it flip over and you're not doing it like a bunch of times, you'd only do it a bunch of times if you're saying like many people died. You're like dead, 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 dead. Like he was dead,
Just
she
do
was
the other way.
dead. Yeah.
Safety.
So kind of in conjunction with
Really?
that
Sure.
is kill. So there's two
Oh, no.
versions of this. And they're both are pretty much the same. So you're going to have an open hand right in front of you on like your chest to neck area. And you could either do it with a pointer finger like this really quickly, kind of like you're stabbing or shooting, kill, or you could do it with a K hand. Kill. Kill. Both are the same.
Ow.
So kill and kill.
So you did the same
So
thing
on
as
this
I
one,
did.
the left hand does more
Punch
action.
controllers.
Yeah, the left hand is moving. So this is my right hand, and I'm right-handed. And my right hand is staying still. A lot of mistakes that people make is they go like this, and as they're moving, they slide their hand back. So they end up doing this. You don't want to do that. You want to keep this hand still. It's only this hand that's moving. Kill.
So wait, you're using your non-dominant hand to be the moving
Yes.
one?
Yes.
That's what I was confused about.
Sometimes it does it. Costume. Here's a person, right? This is a classifier for a person or people. Have it right in front of you. Costume. You cover them. Costume. This is also disguise. So you got your person
Yeah,
here.
I
You
was
get
about
like
to
a
ask that.
cloak. Costume.
Would it also kind of mean like hide in a way?
No, hide.
Because disguising.
Hide.
I was just gonna
Different.
ask a question related
Hide.
to that. What
Yeah,
is
what's
like
up?
hide
Do
and
ask.
seek? Like hide and
You'd
So,
probably use
yeah.
person
Seek.
hide costume.
Seek? Is it
Search.
like sea
This is
hands?
search or seek. Yep,
Search?
sea hands.
Okay.
Search. Right.
Thank you.
Search.
Search.
Yeah. Costume. This could also be like concealing a person.
Find.
But this is how you
Kill.
sign hide. Okay, next one. Bone. This is good to know for Halloween, but also if you're talking about making avatars, because dynamic bones. So you're going to have two bent fingers, so it's like two X hands. If you don't have index, you're just going to use V, and you're going to have it in front of you, and you're going to tap. Bone. Not on your chest. In front of you, in front of your chest. Bone. Bone. Bone.
Hmm.
And then
Does which hand
I've
that's in
seen-
front matter?
I personally I do my left hand in front, but if you're more comfortable with right, that feels really awkward to me. But it's mainly just this that matters. Yeah.
I've
Sorry,
seen the
Sally, go
one
ahead.
like in front of the chest
seems
too.
to be the-
What was that?
Yeah. Skeleton. It's the same exact sign except it's on your chest. You're actually going to be touching your chest right on these areas.
Bone
so that's the
person.
difference. Bone person. Yes. So bone, you're going to make sure it's in front of you like this, in front. Skeleton, you're actually touching your chest. Does that make sense? Yeah, a lot of people get that confused. Okay, so now we're teaching monster signs. So I actually don't think I wrote that one down. Whoop. Monster. Monster, you're going to have two claw hands. Like this. You're going to start here
Roar.
and kind of lunge forward.
Roar.
Monster. Monster. So then
Rar, XD.
Notices your.
keep it PG. Okay. Vampire, you're going to have a V hand, and if you have index, it's going to be slightly bent, and you're going to tap on the side of your neck. Vampire. Vampire, because their fangs bite their neck. Vampire. Vampire. And next, TJ did request this. Zombie. You're going to have two hands in front of you. Ooh. Really easy one to remember. Zombie. Okay, so this one, I had a very long debate about this one. Hold on. All of our other ASL teachers, we talked about this for a while. So I'm going to try my best to explain this. So devil, demon, and Satan. Depending on where you look on the dictionary, you'll get different results. They're all pretty much the same, but I personally have signed them differently, and then we had a little bit of a debate. So here's what I'll tell you. Most people sign these all the same, and it's this. It's 2, 3 hands on your forehead. I guess it'd be, what was this called? Your front of your head?
The sides
There's
of your
a word.
forehead?
Sides of your
Your
forehead?
temple.
Temples. Thank you.
Temple.
Temples.
And then you're going to be kind of bending them like this. Yeah. And if you don't have index, you could use L hands. So yeah. This is how
'cause
most
using
people...
2 would be horse.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
most people sign this as demon, devil, evil, even evil. This is how I sign evil as well. And then, so here's where it gets a little different. Most people differentiate these by some people sign demon by bringing the horns out more. So they kind of show the length of the horns, like going out, or maybe if it's twisted down or twisted up, whatever it is. But personally, I used to work at a church for a Church of the Deaf, and they signed Satan like this, which apparently is not a very well-known sign, because when I signed it with the other ASL teachers, they're like, I've never seen that before. So here's what I'll tell you. Most, like 90% of people are going to sign all of these the same, which is this. So if you use this, you're most likely going to get your point across.
You are the devil.
I don't know how to spell this. I
What's the
spelled it wrong,
word?
but I don't care. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein?
We're gonna have 2 X hands. If you
No,
don't have index,
incorrect.
you're just gonna use pointer.
Incorrect.
Frankie.
I love
And
demons.
then-
I
Stay.
You're gonna put them on your neck like this, like the 2 pegs. I think they're screws, or I don't know what they were.
Bolts. Yeah.
Bolt.
Bolts.
supposed to
Yeah,
be in
bolts.
his
That's the word
temple.
I was looking for. So yeah, it depends
Bolts,
because there's different
screws,
iterations. I've
electrodes.
seen it on his neck, and I've also seen it on his temples. So it depends on what you consider to be Frankenstein, or if you're describing an image of Frankenstein, depending on where they are. So yeah, you might put them in the
I
neck,
missed
and you
the
might also put
sign.
them in
What's the sign?
Also-
Frankenstein.
But
Frankenstein
what is the sign I missed? it?
is not the
Two X
monster.
hands?
To your neck.
X hands?
Frankenstein's monster. Yes,
oh,
I know.
like the little metal things coming out of his head, like up
Yeah.
here
Mhm.
and or the neck. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I already taught Ghost, but it's written on my sheet. So, show me
We know it, right?
how to sign it. How do you sign it? Yeah! Ghost. This is also phantom or spirit or soul. All
Phantom
those
touch.
synonyms.
That's why I know it. Phantom touch. Why is there a U in Ghost?
Alright, I mistyped.
Because it's like me gusta.
It's the
Me
British spelling.
gusta. Oh my goodness.
Me
Me
gusta.
gusta.
Okay, so werewolf has
Me
2
gusta esta
versions. It's
clase.
either just wolf, same sign as wolf. You're pulling forward from your nose, showing a snout, or you're combining monster and wolf. They're the same. So either monster, wolf, or just wolf, but in the context it means werewolf.
What about like wolf monster? Would that work too?
I'd mainly just use monster wolf.
How about Wolfman?
Could you use a wolf
Yes,
moon?
wolfman.
If someone
No,
signed
I would
Wolfman to
not.
me, I'd just think furry.
I would not. So, mummy, you're gonna have 2 open hands. You're gonna cross them on your chest, like the guy in the crit. So there's this mummy. I've also seen zombie, and then wrapping your arm like in bandage. So you can say zombie with bandages, or just crossing over yourself like a mummy in the crit. Same thing.
Like
Would it be the same as Pharaoh? Oh,
Pharaoh. So I've seen that for Pharaoh, and I've also seen one with like a pea hand coming from the forehead, like the little snake doodad that they got going on. I've seen that as well.
I just use famous mummy.
Famous mummy.
Yes, your mom is very famous.
So next is witch. There's 2 variations for this, and they're pretty similar. So one, you're gonna have an X hand on your nose and kind of come forward like this, because of that classic green long nose witch. Or you do the same thing, but you're connecting with another X hand underneath. Witch. Or witch.
Yeah, pretty sure we should probably connect it because people are just gonna think that we're trying to say need.
Need is down here, not in front of the nose. Need
No.
is different.
But it's that thing when people are signing fast and stuff. Context.
So, spider. Spider. Ooh.
Yeah, this is scary.
Ooh. Just wiggle
I have
your
a fun
fingers.
fact for spider. Never sign
They
it with
eat their
Ray or you're
mates?
dead.
Oh yeah, he hates spiders.
me too. Very afraid.
We should all respect
Spiders.
everyone's boundaries. There are some people who will have panic attacks if you scare them with a spider avatar, so please just
Yep.
ask first.
I watched it happen to Ray where they put the spider right on top of the face with their hand and Ray vanished so fast.
So
Aw.
scream, you're gonna be having C hands. You can either do it out like this, or you could do 2 hands coming out. You're screaming, or you're screaming. And then yell is a Y hand underneath the chin coming out. Yell. Yell. So you're screaming or you're yelling. Yep.
What would that
All
be
right.
used in the context of sign language, though?
Deaf people scream.
I mean,
They do have
that's true.
voice.
Have you not heard Cheesy scream?
Oh,
I mean-
I'm usually the reason why she
Catman.
screams.
One day he was
I mean-
just in the behind the walls in Dummy's place and just
Meow.
meowing.
Meow.
Yeah, meow. It was hilarious.
It's
And he
the
was sitting there
cutest-
laughing. Meow. Yeah. It was, yeah,
He
he
just
was a
kept
little
doing
kitty.
this a
It
sign?
was.
That's beautiful. I was
that?
there.
If it's
remember.
done twice, it's
Okay,
dragon.
I've seen a
That's
few people do
dragon,
something like
yeah.
that.
Dragon. That's dragon.
Oh, is that
Different.
is that what I'm thinking of? Okay.
Dragon. You're blowing fire.
But it's done
Dragon.
twice.
Can be
Well, I
once.
was told it's done twice.
Can be.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone have any questions? Question. Question.
Right now.
So moon is, if you don't have index, you're just going to use the L hand. If you have index, this is kind of curved. If you know BSL, it's like BSLC. And then you're going to go up. You're going to start in front of you and then twist up to the sky. It's a moon.
Facing outwards,
Jenny froze.
or like saying who?
She's frozen.
Oh yeah, it's a crash.
Ah.
Oh no.
By the way, if anyone here doesn't know, today is a full moon as well as a blue moon for the first time in 60 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
60 or Avery. Yeah.
Yay.
So
Oh,
that
that's-
means look at the moon if you
on
can,
Halloween.
because it's a Halloween. There's a
Heck yeah.
there's a full moon, and it is a
It's a
full
blood.
blue moon. Three
It's
things.
the Blue Hunter's moon.
Yeah.
It ain't blue.
Like, I
for
mean,
me.
it's not a red moon. That'd be fucking scary. Like, you know, a blood moon. But you know,
Moon looks pretty not blue to me right now. So
really,
I mean, if
The
I look out
definition
my
of
window
blue
right
moon
now,
is a full moon that
it's,
occurs twice in the same month.
it's pretty. Oh,
Mhm.
I want it to be blue though. That would be cool.
Oh, she's logging back in.
oh look, a new student. Hello there.
How is my
Jenny
sub
never
doing?
left.
Jenny's teaching. You're just
Never
you're
left.
just late for school.
Wow, thanks,
It
teacher.
just is
Dumb to
low
me.
for me. Alright, well, it looks like I don't need to teach anymore. I could take a break. Jenny,
so
I
you-
have a question. How do you sign up
I
for
have
Is this where I go up there and
classes?
start teaching now?
How do you sign marsupial?
How do you sign chemotherapy?
No, I asked her how to sign marsupial, and Jenny told me no, and didn't even teach me. She's like, I'm not teaching that.
You finger spell it! You finger spell, there's no
Jenny.
sign!
How do you?
Okay, I do have an actual
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your actual question?
So you said the word spooky earlier. Would it be the same as scary, or is there
Yes.
something different?
So
Ah.
I've always seen it the same as scary, but there's also one where you kind of like show. So this is a sign for goosebumps. Is
Ooh, I
you
love
show them
goosebumps.
kind of like flicking up on your arm, and I've seen that used in the context of like feeling spooked or feeling scared. You could use that, but technically it's the same.
Hey, one question then. Like this
Mhm.
doesn't really have to do with Halloween though, but it's just in general. I would
that's
think that would be great if we could, especially with you, like learn grammar in ASL, because learning individual words, while great, you know, getting bigger vocabulary is good and all, but what I've realized over time is that the grammar that we use is very much still just English, and it makes it very hard for me to
We use
communicate
POC.
with. Yeah, basically, yeah, but like it's not ASL, so it gets very hard to understand actual ASLs
So-
at times.
So,
Like learning
yeah,
grammar, translating sentences, because there are some
When it-
sentences I do not know how to translate into ASL because I'm just like, wait,
Mhm.
how would I do that?
Maybe
So where do
eventually
you-
do like advanced classes or for that kind of stuff.
I know I
have a
want to sign
candy
with
at the
Danny,
door!
but I can't sign with Danny
Chicken
sometimes
strips!
because
There's a bug in the candy!
thing.
That is officially on recording. I love that. Someone needs to send that to me.
Oh, oops, my mic's on.
I like how you're that visibly. Just take it.
The only thing I have to say about that, Elias, is that I've had sometimes problems trying to sign with the clown guy because he signs
Danny,
SNE. Sometimes you can't understand.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a hot take when you're hearing friends. Please excuse me screaming at children. So,
It's okay.
I'll tell you
I'll do
this.
it.
90% of deaf people use PSE, or a mix of PSE. It is an extreme rarity to find exact ASL, and it is a talent. If you see someone using exact ASL, you are like, woof. Like, in all my years of the deaf community, I've probably met 3 to 5 exact pure deaf ASL users. And I'm telling you, if they're signing ASL and you don't understand, you could just tell them, hey, I'm learning PSE. And they can go, oh, okay. And they'll change. Like, there's nothing wrong with using PSE. There's nothing wrong with using SEE. There's nothing wrong with using PSEE. And there's nothing wrong with using ASL. And I'm telling you, 100% of our members here in this community use a form of PSE. Even Danny, he uses a form of PSE. He mixes it with ASL, but it is still a form of PSE. So we don't have people available who are fluent in exact pure ASL, and those of them who are don't want to teach because it's extremely exhausting for them,
Kinda
and they
pointless.
prefer PSE. So I'm telling you, I could teach you all how to speak Old English, and I learned and studied Shakespearean English, but would it be worth it? You might find people who would do it, but it would
Honestly,
be
I'm
very
the kind of guy who'd
straining
say
for
yes.
me. Well, okay. Well, then I encourage you to follow that. But personally, it's very straining for me to speak in Shakespearean English, and it's a very rare thing for me to find people who know amazing Shakespearean English. And if you genuinely really want to learn Shakespearean English and you think that's an amazing part of American culture, then you know what? Go for that. American, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. I was mixing that with culture
English.
in general, and you want to do that, then go ahead and do that. But personally, I'm telling you, 90% of deaf people don't use exact ASL, and the people who do will tell you
Well-
if they need somebody. And
Well, then to
we just don't
reword it
have
then.
the people available to teach exact ASL. However, we do have people available to teach PSE grammar, and we do have lessons
Yeah.
with that. And I'm telling you, all you gotta do is shoot one of the teachers a DM and say, hey, I want to learn PSE grammar. Can you please teach me? And they'd be like, dope. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, usually what I struggle with is like sentence building. Like for example, like your name what? But then sometimes I do what your name.
Yeah.
And-
So our dialect,
yeah.
we do mix it with ASL because exact PSE would be you never put question words at the end of sentences. You use signs like at. Stuff like that. We don't teach that here. I hate the sign at. I hate the sign it's. I hate that it's in Dummy's World.
Don't
I
at
hate
me.
the sign so much. I hate the sign so much, and I want to punch the people who use it. I'm kidding. I love you guys. Yeah, like.
Well,
And,
another
and
thing then
Take your candy
that I
back.
if you
find to be a
guys
problem.
really. Okay.
Well, like it's just this. A lot of time, like when Ray's teaching, for example, sometimes he'll use words that, depending on context, mean totally different things, and sometimes I find it hard to when he's trying to explain the contexts and various. Like sometimes he doesn't really explain the context. Like I don't know, it's
Well,
just this
then
thing
if
that
I-
words
then-
have different contexts because it's not the
Yes.
exact same context as the English one because it is in English.
At the end of the day, though, we're not a school. At the end of the day, we do this
I know.
because we want people to feel like they could be a part of this and feel like they have the ability to learn. But at the end of the day, we're not a school. And if you genuinely really want to learn exact ASL or go to a point where you're fluent, don't learn here, or at least learn here and take IRL
Online,
classes
yeah.
because we're not a school. We're not a school. So yes, we don't teach
That's
perfectly
service.
because we're not a school, and we
Well,
don't
I'm
get
not
paid to do
saying
this.
that
We're
I'm
not
looking for
certified to do this.
perfect.
Yeah, well,
Well,
but what
I mean,
I'm
it's
saying
called
is, yes, we are
school.
flawed, and yes, we do have problems doing what we're doing, but it's just because we have no
Nobody
idea
gets
what we're doing.
credit
At the
for
end
it.
of the day, we have no idea what we're doing. Yeah, we don't get paid.
Not
Yeah,
what I'm trying to
like-
point out, though. I'm
No, I'm just saying that I acknowledge that what you're saying is true because we do have flaws, but at the end of the day, there's so many other resources to get much better schooling. This is more just like, hey guys, do you want to learn? And this is our VR adaptation of this, and this is our personal dialect that we use. And we're in no way claiming that you want to be a scholar level fluent interpreter. Come on down to Helping Hands. Woo! Like no. So yeah, like, and I understand what you're saying, Elias. I really do. But again, I'll just restate what I said. It literally 24/7. Just text any of our teachers. We'll do it. Even today, literally 10 minutes before Sheezy's class, we were just like, Sheezy, teach Among Us. And she's like, okay.
Actually, I do have a recommendation.
Sure.
Like earlier someone like requested like menstruation. It would be great to have like a full
Me again.
lesson on just like everything surrounding that. Oh my god.
Like
I don't think I'm comfortable giving you guys
So, Jenny, how would you
Do it on
feel about
Valentine's.
teaching sex ed online?
Sex ed in all English.
Signed tampon.
Shakespearean English sex ed.
No.
It's for scientific research.
Yes,
again,
scientific
I
research.
just want to encourage you to go take IRL classes or go online and learn that.
It's because we can make those teachers embarrassed.
Honestly, though,
Yes.
like the best I got is looking at live print in this because I'm not American, so it's like.
Yeah, but you could still take online classes even if you're not American. That's the beauty of
Are they?
Skillshare.
Oh.
Yay, the internet.
Wait, they teach ASL in Skillshare?
Insert sponsorship.
Wait, are we sponsored?
Thank you.
Skillshare,
Teach
Kudo is
everything
where
on
I'm taking
Skillshare.
class.
Thank you for coming to class, everyone. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Do you want to learn ASL? I'm kidding.
Yes.
Honestly, though, if you could
but
get
yeah,
sponsored by
Skillshare
doing
or Bill
that,
Vickers.
I wouldn't even mind.
Bill
I think I
Vickers
would prefer
records
if it was
all of
sponsored by
his college level courses. He records all of them
Jenny.
and posts them. I went to a college seminar and was taught by him, and then he posted that exact video the next day. So I didn't even need to pay to be there. So there are plenty of resources if y'all want to learn. But this
Now I
is
gotta
mainly
find that
just
video.
for fun.
The
I
one with
won't
Jenny
tell
in
you
it?
what it is. It was old, but you can hear me giggling in it because I was messing around with my friend, and I ended up
Okay,
laughing in the background.
we will all know when it's you
Shakespearean
because
English
your
sex
laugh
ed.
is
Team
very
effort?
distinguished.
No.
I'm sure if we just go to Bill
Yes,
Vickers
please.
videos and type Jenny, it'll probably pop up.
No,
just
I was in the
gotta-
background.
Usually he
I was
puts
in
his
the
student's name
class.
next to him, so.
No, I didn't
Oh,
learn from
you were
him.
sitting in the
No,
audience, okay.
I was in the audience. I was learning.
Do you know
Also,
who the
Jenny is not
student
my real
was?
name.
That
No,
he was sitting next to?
it was years
Oh.
ago.
Yes.
God, 2 years ago? 2 years? 1 year? I don't know how long. I also
years
almost
ago.
peed myself when I met him because I was like shaking and I was like, Bill, hi! And he was like, his wife was there with him, and his wife was like so done. She just wanted to eat her lunch, and I was like, I'm sorry. Oh God, it was so funny. He's so sweet. If you meet him, if you ever get the chance to meet him,
Did you get an
he's so
autograph?
sweet. No, because I was too nervous to ask, but I shook his
Aw.
hand.
Yeah,
So,
because he would
good enough for
sign it.
me. Yay! All right. Any other questions? Said
Will you
class.
take a
Sorry, tampon.
sponsorship from Raycon?
No.
Just, take
Okay.
it up to
Time to
search.
take a picture. Woo!